you how you can buy or sell using the market structure. Remember I told you that market structure is the foundation part of the SMC. You need to know the structure. You need to know how the market moves. You need to know how the price moves, right? You can call it price action. You can call it price behavior, whatever you call it. Chart behavior, chart actions. So how does the market move? Where do the market come from? How do they react in the market? That is the question. I'm seeing a chart for the first time. I don't understand how it looks like. That means you don't understand the market structure. All right. So apart from all the back and forth of the buy and sell order type of orders, the Asian session, the New York session, and all that, okay, they are the foundation as well of this understanding that you need to get. Okay, so I'll show you how you can actually get how to buy or how to sell using the market structure, okay, in this video. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just do a recap of the uptrend, the downtrend, and the consolidation as well. So remember that if you're going uptrend, okay, that's why we have our higher high and higher low. Okay, so the higher highs and higher low tells that the trend is continuing. All right, how do you know the trend is continuing? The trend continues when you see the break of structure. Okay, this is uptrend, so this is the break of structure. All right, the break of structure, the break of structure. Now let me tell you that this break of structure, the market reacts to this break of structure. Okay, we have one break of structure here, we have two break of structure here, we have another three break of structure here. So we have 1, 2, 3 break of structure. In the future, when the market is downtrending, it's going to react to this point. It's going to react to this point. It's going to react to this point. So you can have 10 break of structure, 40 break of structure going to the upside. You can have 50 or more, but it's not possible for you to have that unless you're using the smallest time frames. So if the future prices is now going downtrend, trust me, it will definitely react to this point, this particular break of structure. All right. So when we have the downtrend going down, okay, when you have the downtrend going down, this means that the trend is what has stopped going to the top. The trend has discontinued from moving to the top at this point, and it's doing what is going to the downside. All right. So this is how you confirm that if the trend is going upward, what do I need to look for? I need to look for the break of structure, the break of structure, the break of structure. All right. And if the trend is coming downward, what do I need to look for? I need to look for the break of structure, the break of structure, the break of structure. Okay. So this is the break of structure. Sorry, that's not it. So this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. All right. So the market must break every structure for it to confirm the trend. Okay. This structure, this structure, this structure, this structure. Okay. So you need to be prepared. You need to let yourself know that is a trend continuing upward or is the trend continuing downward. All right. So now, since you've confirmed the trend that the trend is going upward or the trend is going downward, now you can see that even from this trend you're looking at, you can actually place your buy or your sell orders. Okay. What will make you to understand that this is a buy order or this is a sell order? Very, very simple. By the time that you signify or by the time that you already identify that I'm already seeing my break of structure, right? I'm seeing my break of structure. I'm seeing my break of structure. I can see my break of structure. I can see my break of structure. I can see my break of structure. Okay. Take note, this is not break of structure. Okay. So I can see my break of structure. I can see my break of structure. It can signify and tell you that we are going downtrend. All right. So now the question now is, how do I buy and how do I sell? Very simple. If you're looking at to buy from the demand zone, what is a demand zone? I'm going to explain what demand zones is in the later section or in the later videos. Demand zone is the point where the price is at the cheapest. You can't compare prices that are at this point or at this junction to this price that are at this point, because if you look at the vertical side of this chart, you can see different prices, right? You can see 321, 326, 3239, 3244, 3249, 3252 corresponding with the uptrend, corresponding with the uptrend, you can see the way the prices are going up. It means that the prices are at the most expensive. So when the price is very, very expensive and there is no more buyer to push it to the upside, what do you see? You see downfall of prices. The price is definitely going to fall, either short-term falling or long-term falling. Take note of that. So when the price is downtrending, it means that it is creating a demand zone for another upward shift later in the future. Because when the price downtrend, it's coming down to peak liquidity, it's coming down to peak stop loss of the retail traders and to boom to the upside. Okay, because the price is very cheap at this point. It's very cheap at this point. It's very cheap at this point. Okay, that's why people are they are buying it to the upside. They are buying it from the cheapest point to the upside. So when you hear the word demand, demand is the extreme. It may not be extreme sometimes, it may be less extreme or like far, far extreme. But the demand zone is the point where there is an aggressive buy or an aggressive sell. For sell, it's going to be supply, but for buy, it's going to be demand. Okay, because we buy from the demand zone and we sell from the supply zone. We sell because the price is cheap. If you have many companies, many products in the market that have different suppliers, the price will be very, very cheap. All right, so with this structure of this line that I drew currently, you can see that the price is very cheap at this point. Okay, so this is going to be my demand zone. Okay, this is going to be another demand zone. This is going to be another demand zone. Okay, this is going to be another demand zone. All right, because what I'm expecting is that I'm expecting the price to do what? To tap in. Okay, maybe the price is currently going upward. I'm expecting the price to tap into this point and buy, or tap into this point and buy, or tap into this point and buy, or tap into this extreme and very, very cheap and buy. Do you get a point now? So don't get yourself how would I call it, too piled up with what is demand zone or what is. So if we are buying, okay, now the trend is down now, right? So we're expecting that the price is going to bounce up to the top side, right? So we want to buy from the demand zones. We are going to look at the lower time frame, right, to see if we want to see the lower time frame break the most recent lower high. All right, sorry I didn't label this. Remember, this is higher high, higher low. Use caps lock. Okay, this higher low. Okay, this is higher low. Okay, this is higher high. This is higher high. Okay, then this is high high. All right, so this is high high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Let me give you that label so that you'll be able to get it very, very clearly. I want to make this video as simple as possible. Trust me, when you watch this video, like, I don't think there's any need for you to go and watch another video. Okay, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, lower low. So you should be used to all these labels I'm labeling now. Okay. It's low, so it's lower high. Sorry about that. I typed too fast, so lower high, lower high. Then we have the last one, lower high. All right, so this is the labeling now. So if the trend is what is uptrend, okay, it's going uptrend. So I'm expecting that I want to buy. Okay, I'm expecting that I want to buy. I'm expecting that I want to sell from the supply. Remember, I want to sell from the supply because it's creating expensive prices. As it's pushing to the top, it's creating expensive prices. The chart is going up. All right, so I want to buy, right? But there is no way I can buy when the chart is not giving me confirmation. How do I know the confirmation is when I go to the lower time frame? All right. There's sometimes that you don't even need to go to the lower time frame. Even with your H1 or H4, you can still buy or you can still sell. But that's when you have already mastered the time frame, multi-time frame analysis. All right. So if I'm looking at from the supply zone, we want to see the lower time frame to break the most recent higher low. Okay. So what it means is that if I want to sell, remember it is going to the top. I'm expecting that it's so expensive. I've done my analysis. I'm expecting to sell. It means that I need to wait for a confirmation that the price must break the most recent higher low. What is the most recent higher low in this point? This is the most recent higher low. This point. That means that I'm expecting the price to do what? To reverse. But if it wants to reverse, it must break this most recent higher low before I can place my sell order. If it doesn't break this, I can't place my sell order. All right. So now look at it from this point now. Just look at it from this point that as the prices continue to push to the top, it stopped pushing to the top from this point and it started breaking, it cut through and pull up again to pack liquidity, then break. So it must break this higher low before I can push my sell orders. That is how to buy with the market structure. Okay, so it must break the higher low before I can push my sell orders, before I can put in my sell orders. Sell limit, sell stop, or whatever. It must break this. So if it doesn't break that, there's no way I can enter the market. All right, so I'll be expecting the market to downtrend. Okay, I'm expecting the market, maybe it goes this way, downtrend to break this, immediately break this line. Okay, then I start selling. I start selling. All right, so you must wait for the candle to break the most recent higher low. This is the most recent higher low in this trend. So if it doesn't break that, it must break this particular one. This is the most recent higher low in the trend. If it doesn't break that, it must break this particular one, depending on the level of the trend, depending on where the chart is or when the trend is currently. All right, so, and if it is at the demand type and I want to buy, remember I'm selling when it is supply, okay, and I want to buy when it is demand, because this is, as the price is going up, I'm looking for a short position that I'm going to sell, looking at lower time frame. Now as it's coming down, I'm looking for an opportunity to buy. All right, so that I'm going to take a very large opportunity in the market. All right, so if I'm looking for an opportunity to buy, I want it to break the most recent lower high. Okay, I want it to break to what? The most recent lower high. So when the price continue to push upward, and it got to this point, I'm not going to buy immediately because it get to this lower high. So I need to go to the lower time frame and see if it's not coming back to bring another change of character, remember, or to push to the top. So if it has already swept the liquidity at this point, it's going to give me a clarity that, hey, this particular point has been eaten up. So there's no need for this chart to come to the downtrend again, okay, to create another liquidity. All right. So once I see that it has broken this up and the chart continues the upward move, that is when I'm going to start putting my buy orders, okay, to the top side. So I'll put my buy orders at this point. So there'll be a lot of buy orders here, okay, and the buy orders are going to have sell stops too, okay, stop loss, sell stops. They'll be at this point. All right, because I am buying when the price has already broken from the most recent higher low. All right, So you don't need to just mix the things up. Okay, it must break the what this